what's up? Long time since I've made a video, I know. If you're wondering where I've been, here, there, and everywhere. That's pretty much it. Here, there, and everywhere. If you think I haven't been keeping up with the Cowboys, I have. In between, the NBA basketball, which has been pretty good so far, American Idol, wah, 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 why watch that, right? There's no football on until Sunday, so woohoo. But I have been keeping up. I've been reading the stuff on ESPN.com. I know what people are saying. I know that the coaching staff, the shakeup with the coaching staff. I know it's very, very uncomfortable there at Valley Ranch right now. So yes, I know what's going. So I have been very well aware of what's been going on. I know what folks like Shango are saying. I know what people like DC Fanatic are saying. There's a lot of confusion going around. Now, I don't think I'm going to add anything that'll make any sense. I've just put any sense to anybody. I'm just putting in my 2 cents on the various things that have been going on since my last video. Let's start with the change of the defensive coordinator. Monty Kiffin, 73 years old. His son coaches at USC. Monty Kiffin ran what's known as the Tampa 2 defense with the Bucs in 2002 in their Super Bowl winning season. Okay, I remember that defense being very, very tough. Of course, it would be when you had, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, Rondé Barber. You have those guys in there, and then a lot of other things. Joe DeCamillis, the special teams coach, is gone. Okay, that's great. I hated the guy. The way he's coaching his special teams was just, ugh. You want to talk about pathetic? That the special teams were definitely horrible this season. So his time was up. I can understand that firing. Excuse me about that. The other things going on there, of course, are those out there. You know who I mean. Shango has expressed this. DC Fanatic has talked about it himself. They're expressing a lot of skepticism over these decisions because it seems to them, and I happen to think, and I guess I'm thinking the same thing on this one, Jerry Jones is the one pulling the strings. He's doing the hiring and the firing of this coaching staff. He's the one who took the play calling responsibilities away from Jason Garrett, which was, I think, should have been done the moment Bill Callahan was hired as the offensive coordinator. Those play calling duties should have been put in Callahan's hands so that Garrett could focus on the other aspects of coaching that he needed to work on. But of course, Garrett, being the stubborn man, he wasn't willing to give him up. Now, Jerry Jones tried to clear this up, saying, "No, Jason Garrett's making these decisions." Oh, don't bullshit us. There's a lot of us Cowboys fans out there in Cowboys Nation. We're not stupid. All right, we can see through this sort of thing. Jerry Jones is a power-hungry, egotistical maniac. Egomaniac. He's an egomaniac. He doesn't, I said this before in one video, he does not want to give up control. And I highly doubt these coaching staff hirings and firings are decisions not being made by Jason Garrett. I highly doubt he has anything to do with it. I really, really doubt it. So basically, Jerry Jones is doing what I think, unfortunately, is one of his biggest talents, and that's blowing smoke up people's butts. I'm not buying into, Garrett having a say in any of this. He's a puppet. He's a puppet. And that just, I can see why a lot of big name coaches, ones like Bill Cowher, John Gruden, Andy Reid. I can't believe I his name? North Turner, Lovie Smith. Any of these names out there, they don't want to work for an owner who's going to be like tapping them on the shoulder, like, you should do things like this. I think you should do things like that. Stop it. And this is turning out to be the reason why the Cowboys have not been in a Super Bowl in such an unbelievably long time. They have an owner who is also the GM, isn't going to give up an ounce of control for anybody. He's power hungry. He's nuts. He's an egomaniac. And a knucklehead to boot. That's it. Your owner / GM is everything I just said he was about 3 seconds ago. And I don't mean to laugh at that, but oh well. I tell ya. It is uncomfortable over there at Valley Ranch. I mean, I can feel it all the way over here. It's like having a deep gaping wound and you're putting a Band-Aid over it. That's not going to help the situation. And for all you folks out there calling out for Romo's head, and like, oh, get rid of him. Oh, why don't we get Michael Vick? Stop it! Okay, Michael Vick is an accident waiting to happen. I mean, he runs around, he's just asking to get clobbered. And I know you're going to say Romo is the same way, but at least Romo knows when the pocket's collapsing, he needs to get out of there or he's going to get squashed. But this is not a defending Tony Romo video. It is not. What's going to happen next? I don't know. Do I think Jason Garrett should have been fired? Yeah. But Jerry Jones is making the biggest mistake of his life. Keeping this guy who, is bad clock management. The play calling became extremely questionable. I mean, this sort of thing. Was changing of the coaching staff while the head coach stays there. Is it going to result in this team being more than 8-8? Honestly, I really don't know, but I hope not. But I can't help but feel that it probably will result in probably a third 8-8 season. I don't know. Other teams got some great young talent. I mean, Des Bryant, great season, even though he had his issues. You had Morris Claiborne showing some flashes of what type of player he could be. Brandon Carr proved to be a pretty worthy investment. Yeah, $50 million, that's a lot for a cornerback, but there's so many other things. Like, of course, the one area that I frequently criticized during the season in my videos, and that was the offensive line. If it was a variety of things. It was protection, breakdown, and penalties. Shango has used this phrase a few times in his own videos, hit the reset button. And we do need to hit the reset button in a few instances. We need to really shore up the defense, so if anyone gets injured on the defensive side of the ball, there's plenty of others available that we can plug in. That offensive line, I mean, really? Oh, how I long for those days in the 90s when we had this big, massive, strong offensive line full of these dudes that are like 300 plus pounds, and they could hold their own. They could hold off the types like, Reggie White, John Randall, list goes on and on. God, how I wish for those types of offensive linemen, but this game's all about bigger, faster, stronger. And in the offensive line, you have to be able to have individuals who can be able to stand their ground against those types of players who are like that. Do I think we need a backup quarterback? Yes, because Romo's not going to be in the NFL much longer. Don't mention Johnny Manziel to me. Don't mention Johnny Football because he's at least 2 to 3 years away from going to the NFL, and he's just a ways off. So don't mention him to me. It's too soon. It's way too soon. So that's going to be it. Oof, this video's gone over 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop. I will have another video up soon. I don't know when, but hopefully it won't take me nearly a month. So see you folks later.